Ah! Debated! Fucking debated. Ah! Debated. So, yeah, essentially, today is a Friday, and on Friday we're doing a one-off topic, right? On Friday we're doing a one-off topic, and the topic of today's Friday is checking out Raylib, right? For those who doesn't know, Raylib. Yeah, we already checked out this library before. By the way, the reason why I did that is because I wanted to split the VOD, right? So it's just easier to upload it. I wonder if it's actually splitted the VOD. Let me see. Because I don't want to do that myself. I could have probably used the highlighter to do that, but I was almost kind. Yeah, that was a debate. Oh shit, it's so slow. Ah shit. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh shit. Yeah, imagine using Twitch. It's kind of meh, in my opinion. Videos. I think this is how we do that. 2 Zozin. Yes, 2 Zozins on the screen. Okay. You can do that. I believe in you. It's just loading list of videos. How hard could it be? Okay, so it actually splitted the water. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Thank you so much. So we already looked at the Raylib in one of the previous streams, but we didn't really do anything sophisticated with it, right? What I wanted to try to do today is to use like a 3D graphics and maybe make some sort of like a simple game, like 3D game with Raylib, and see how it goes. Does it sound interesting? Does it sound interesting? I think it sounds pretty fucking interesting. And Raylib itself is actually a pretty cool library. I kind of liked it. Not gonna lie. Game dev hype. Yes, exactly. It's a game dev hype. So maybe I need to do another announcement on the Discord. Checking out learning. What did I put in the title? Does anyone remember? Learning Raylib. Yes, twitch.tv. Sozin pinned. Cool. Learning Raylib. Yes, I see. That's pretty pogue. Okay. So let's go. What we're gonna do? Sozin. So what we're gonna create, so first of all, I need to install Raylib system-wide, so it's easier for me to link with it and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll have to do a little bit of maintenance first, and then we can try to use that library. Another stream, yes, you got debated. You got debated. Debated. You just got you. God damn it. Okay, so I'm gonna make a cup of tea. Okay, I'm gonna make a cup of tea. And you stay here. And I'm gonna super quick. I need to bring the bag with tea leaves. So. What's up, Epic Gamers? How's it going? Welcome back to back. Okay, so I'm gonna make a cup of tea. Does anyone have anything to say while I'm making a cup of tea? What do you guys think about Raylib, by the way? Has anyone tried Raylib already? Except me, of course. I already tried it, and it's pretty poke. So, would you guys consider switching to Raylib from your favorite engine? Your paparappa sound like a trumpet. What is paparappa? I don't know what it is. Is 2 streams per day the new meta? Well, yes, I guess. Why not? I said it to recommend it to the beginners if they ask where to start. Interesting. But I mean, you kind of need to know C to use Raylib. so which doesn't really sound too beginner friendly in my opinion, right? And beginners in what? Right, for example, there are people who just want to make games, but they don't want to learn programming. For those kind of people, something like Unity probably is the way to go. But to be fair, even in Unity, you're not gonna make that interesting of a games if you don't know programming. Even for Unity, you need to, you know, learn programming. Beginners in C. Oh, okay, so that makes sense. If you're beginner in C, it's actually a good library to recommend because whatever you develop in C, you can always show off to your friends and colleagues. So yeah, that's a good thing, right? It's like for me, in my opinion, the most important part of learning programming is an ability to show off your results and establish superiority in your group. This is very important because it gives you motivation to continue learning programming, right? If you make something and you cannot show that to your friends and wow them, like it doesn't get too much motivation, right? So it's actually pretty cool to show something cool. And yeah, if you're doing in C, doing that with Raylib could be actually quite cool. So yeah, let me actually boil up some water. So I'm going to quickly go to the kitchen, pour some water, and I'm going to be back. Don't worry about it. Oh shit. I'm sorry. Wait. Did I turn on the kettle? I don't remember. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Everything's okay. Everything okay. Alright, so I think I'm gonna go here in the third party in Raylib, right? So I already have a Raylib here, that's nice. So status. Alright, so git clean fdx. So technically I already have Raylib built in here, which is kind of nice. So it only requires include and lib. So this is the entire thing. So, and I also packed it into the tarball. So I might as well actually copy paste this tarball into user local stow and install it system-wide. I think that's a good idea. Okay, let me actually quickly do that. Yeah. So, and I'm gonna actually go into the root mode. So it's kind of dangerous, I know. And did I forget my password? Yes, I forgot my password. Don't worry about it. Okay, tar fvx raylib. Wait, fvt. Okay, that's okay. Okay, and then I'm gonna do stow raylib. Okay, so it installed it system-wide. Alright, so now I can try something like this. Package config. Config. List all. And among these things, I want to grab for Raylib. Okay, it find it. Nice, nice, nice. So in here, if I do package C flags and libs for Raylib, so it gives me that. It uses local path. That's perfect, that's perfect. And then I can do something like static. It also suggests all that. Perfect, this is absolutely perfect. So now I have a Raylib installed system-wide. Creator of Raylib hackers CDM. By the way, speaking of, I think the creator of Raylib actually left a comment on my stream. So wait a second, let me actually open it here. By the way, like, it is still pretty slow, but look how much faster YouTube works compared to Twitch. Like, it's still pretty slow because I'm streaming shit, but like, just compare this. Twitch literally doesn't have an excuse. Okay, I have a slow laptop, okay, and I stream on that laptop, but YouTube works decently well. Twitch literally doesn't have a single fucking excuse to work that slow. Alright, so there we go. Hi, thanks for checking out Raylib. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, I did in fact enjoy it. I think it's a pretty cool library. So, is this a creator of Raylib? I think it is. That's pretty cool. So apparently Raylib creator actually watches this channel. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Hello, by the way, we're using Raylib. It's a pretty cool library. PPL channel. Yeah, it's a pretty PPL channel. I don't really plan to like grow that channel really big, or I just don't really put that much effort into it. I just like want a place to put my videos in. Out9, what's up, Out9? Welcome back. You're back. Champion of the chat. Alright, so I installed Raylib and let's try to do something with it. Let's take a look at some of the examples, I suppose. So we had, I think we already had an example, Raylib probe somewhere here. Imagine being in a meeting but not on a stream. Well, it is what it is. Raylib probe. Yeah, so this was our test, by the way, that we used, if anyone is interested. By the way, we also need to update the today command. Update cmd. Learning Raylib, right? What should I put there? I'm not sure. What should I put? Raylib.com. I think this is what I'm gonna put there. Hello script sh. Welcome. By the way, my water is ready, so I'm gonna quickly go just pour some hot water. And I'm gonna be back. Hello. Installation complete. Yes. Yes, somebody recognized it. Exposed. Keycomment exposed. Yes, I know. So I used to actually play in orchestra, and we used to play that exact song on different parades and stuff like that. That was actually cool. But that was a really long time ago when I was like in the middle school or something. So yeah, still have memories of that. Yeah, it was pretty cool. So our city had like a wind orchestra, and we were basically invited into different events to play different songs and stuff like that. And yeah, that was actually cool. But that was a long time ago. Holy shit. That's pretty cool. So, probe, Raylib probe. So we have a little bit of garbage here. So git status clean fdx. So in makefile, yeah. So essentially, yeah, well, we don't need to do that anymore. So I need to remove this package config, and I need to try to build that. Okay, so it built quite well, and if I take a look at the example, so here's the example. All right, so the example implements this thing bouncing off the wall, but there's also like a wavy shader on it, right? So you see, there's a shader that constantly distorts the picture, and this is what we were testing. So the way it is implemented, come on, Emacs, you can do that, right? So essentially, you can literally load the texture, you can load the shader, you can get uniform locations of the shader and you can set them. And when you render everything, you just enable that shader and then you disable that shader before drawing the texture. So, and that's how it works. So yeah, that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. That's pretty cool. Ever since I saw your videos about you doing a capella, it also was a long time ago, but it's pretty cool that you saw that. Find something on this archive photo from Parade in Novosibirsk. Ha ha ha! That orchestra was in different city, actually. I played in orchestra before I moved to Novosibirsk. Not everybody knows that, but I moved to Novosibirsk like 7 or 8 years ago. Majority of my life I didn't live in Novosibirsk. So, haha, debated. So I was born and lived majority of my life in the city of Novokuznetsk, which is like 400 kilometers away from Novosibirsk. Yet another Novo city of Russia, yes. So this is how it looks like, by the way. Yes, I lived here. Literally. The most key-commerce city you can actually find. We also have like hills and stuff like that. It's actually a pretty cool view, to be fair. But yeah. I still have a lot of relatives there, though. Novokuznetsk. I don't know, probably never. I used to actually go to Novokuznetsk just to visit my parents. But my parents actually moved recently to Novosibirsk, so... and the relatives that are still in Novokuznetsk, I just don't really maintain that many relationships with them, so... Yeah, there's literally no reason for me to go there. New Kuznetsk, yes. That's a pretty small city, not gonna lie. Transportation... Oh, I remember this place. This is the nicest place in the whole city. Actually. Holy shit. This is such a shithole that this is the nicest place in the whole fucking city. Yeah, it looks very good, yes. Why choose Novosibirsk? Because it's basically like a third capital of Russia. It's like the third largest city. So after Moscow and St. Petersburg. And also I choose Novosibirsk specifically for Akademgorodok, which is scientific center of Novosibirsk, and there's a lot of software development companies here. So I specifically moved to find a programmer's job in here, and I ended up being a streamer instead. So that was weird. So yeah. Well, that worked out pretty well, as you can see, so... Excuse me. Yeah, life is weird. If I actually stayed... If I actually stayed in Novokuznetsk, maybe... Like, the cost of life there is even lower. To be fair, if I stayed there, I'm not sure if I would end up being a streamer, because moving to Novosibirsk and actually studying to work for one of the outsourced companies in Novosibirsk forced me to learn English. And once I learned English really well enough, only then I started to stream. So yeah, if I didn't move to Novosibirsk, I wouldn't be speaking English on the level I'm speaking right now. So I probably would never become the streamer I am. So yeah, so I think maybe it was worth it. How much does bag of Grechka cost in Novokuznetsk? I don't know. By the way, Grechka in English is called buckwheat. Alright. So... anyway. So what we're gonna do? How long does it take to learn English? Your entire life, I suppose? I love Grechka. Yeah, buckwheat is actually quite nice when you get used to it and you're poor. So yeah. Okay, let's actually try some 3D examples, right? Let's try some 3D examples. Raylib 3D Pro. Okay, so I'm gonna actually copy paste make file from there. Lunch, nice. Bon appetit. Bon appetit, my friend. Show us how to hack. Okay, it's actually quite easy. There you go. You just been hacked. Congratulations. How does it feel being hacked, by the way? Yeah, hacked random viewer. Got hacker. Anyway. So how do you use this shit? So maybe we need to go to the example folder and just see. Third party Raylib examples. So we have a core, models animation. Okay, I already like that. So let's take a look. So we need to include raylib.h and maybe stdlib.h. Cursed Minecraft, yeah, exactly. Okay, so we're gonna start by initializing the screen width and screen height. So then you just init window, screen width, screen height. Why are Raylib developers not prefixing their functions? Because Raylib is the last library that you need. Seriously, once you start using Raylib, you don't need anything else, so that's why you're never gonna have any conflict with anything else. That's the final library. That's it. You don't need anything else. Make sense? Makes sense. God library. Yes, exactly. That's what it is. It's literally God library. So we also need to specify the title. Okay. The next thing, we have a lot of shit in here, but one cool thing you can do, you can set the target FPS. Target FPS. Screen FPS. So we can actually set it like that. Screen FPS is going to be 60. But prefixing is still needed. Yeah, it's just prefixed with 0 width prefix. I don't know why. It's just like it is what it is. Like it's such a nice library, but the lack of prefixes. It is what it is. How do you deduce someone? Well, you don't. You literally don't do that at all. Completely. You just don't do that. Alright, so next thing. Window should close. Okay. Has been DDoSed. Why not 144 FPS? Because we're developing for a console, that's why. Okay, so the next thing we do, right? We begin drawing. And then we end the drawing. So I think I also want to like add scopes in here, so it automatically like indent everything for me. console, yeah, I know. Clear background, array white. There we go. I guess that's it. So this is the simplest thing that you can have here. And let's just build it. Yep. And I'm gonna just run it, and there you go. So you have a window. So, and creating that window took this amount of code, and it also automatically logs everything. So if you're gonna have any problems, you can just look into the logs. Yeah, it's a really nice engine, like as a library. I can really appreciate that. All right, so model animation. Let's take a look at what else do we need here. We start by introducing a camera, right? So let me see what kind of camera we can have. Camera, and we zero initialize this camera. You should write your own text editor in Raylib that uses word art by default. What is word art? What is that a font? Cloud art. Holy shit, okay. How do I delete them? Oh, you literally just do it like that. Okay, so you literally remove that. Okay. Okay, whatever. Is it gonna steal my cookies? Okay. Ah, I see. Well, I'm sure. Thank you so much. Okay, don't touch my cookies. I already touched them. So we need to create a camera, right? So we need to create a camera. Gonna eat your cookies. So what's gonna be the position? The position is gonna be vector 3. Vector 3 is gonna be 10F, 10F, 10F. There we go. So camera, target. So I suppose target is what we're looking at. Makes sense, I suppose. Vector 3, we're looking at 0. Well, to be fair, you can just fill it with 0, I suppose. That's the easiest thing to do it. Camera up vector, rotation upwards. Oh, huh. Rotation upwards. Okay, I don't really know what that means, but I'm gonna just set it to whatever they set it. And maybe then we'll understand what the fuck is that supposed to mean. So, field of view. Camera field of view is gonna be 45 degrees. It's in degrees for some reason, but okay. But maybe like this kind of stuff is in... has to be in degrees. Camera... is everything okay? What is going on? Okay. Perspective. All right. So then we're trying to load a model. All right. So first, let me try to. So we initialized everything correctly. That's nice. And yeah, so basically it supports model. So you can go to the resources, guy IQM, interquake model. Is that like a model format that is actively used these days? Interquake model. Development kit. Blender. So you can actually export these kind of models from Blender as well. Alright, so that's pretty cool. So I also got some notifications. Oh yeah, so it's about buzzing. I'm gonna take a look at that later. Yeah. I don't remember about that one. B Blender. So, and also we have textures. So we have resource, guy texture. Yeah. Oh, okay, so it's like a... How is this called? Does anyone remember how it's called when it's just like unfolded, right? So the texture is actually unfolded. And, yeah, UV mapping. Yeah. So I forgot about the name. It's like a UV mapping. So that's pretty pogue. Minecraft skin format, yes. Oh, UV unwrap, like also probably. So it's something UV something. Okay, that's very interesting. So you load the model, you load the texture, and you set the texture to one of the materials of the model. So you can actually have several of them. And then you set the model position. So this is where it's located. Hello, Atlanta Jose, Heyonei, and 0HPSB. Welcome. We're learning about Raylib today, doing a little bit of a C programming, if you know what I mean. So, you know, we're gonna actually grab... oh, there's also animations. So you can also do animations, model animation. Huh. That's pretty cool. Alright, so we'll need three things here. Guy IQM, which is a model, its texture, and its animation. Alright, let's quickly do that. So it's going to be resource, guy, and... What's interesting is that that's pretty much everything we have. On top of that, we have a Blender file. Let's open that Blender file real quick. I wonder how much time it will take for me to open the Blender. Nice. Huh. So this is the guy. To be fair, I don't really know how to use Blender when it comes to 3D. So, but that's pretty pogue that it has the original Blender file. I'm not doing 3D shit yet. I'm just looking through the Raylib examples, and Raylib examples actually like have like a model of a guy. And I just opened it in the Blender. So that's basically what I did. But we're not gonna do any of this stuff right now. Right, so, but what I wanna do, I wanna take the guy and copy it to my folder so I can use all of these models and stuff. Yeah. Okay, so let's go back. Model animations. Okay, so the next thing we want to try to do is to load the model. So it's going to be model, load model, guy IQM. There we go. Take the guy. Sure. Okay, so let me see if it will load everything appropriately. So if I try to run it, we can take a look at the logs. And do we have anything related to model? No, we have nothing related to the model. Guy? Oh yeah, there we go. File loaded successfully. Right, so we managed to successfully load the model. Nothing special so far. So that's cool. Model animations. So now we need to load the texture. 2D texture. Load texture. Guy text PNG. And then we're setting the material. Load model texture and set the material. Set material texture. Model materials. Map diffuse. So you can actually have several different kinds of maps, which is interesting. Transparent PNG. Maybe. I don't know. Local include Raylib. Okay, so here's the Raylib, and I want to take a look at the function that loads the that sets the texture. So set the texture. Okay, so it accepts. Really, this is really bad in my opinion. Like it would be better if it was enumeration, because then I could look up the possible values of the enumeration, and yeah. Map diffuse, map speculate. Really? This has to be enumeration. Like, oh my god, this is. Alright, well, it is what it is, I guess. Nice. Alright, so we set in the material, and that should be enough. Right, so we set the vector 3. Position, and it's just gonna be 0, and if I got a semicolon here, so this is where we're gonna draw the guy. So do we really want to do animation? Maybe we're not gonna do animation. Set camera mode. Camera free. So is it gonna give us control over the camera automatically? I think it will. So so essentially, we use a space to update the animation. Okay. So update camera. So, and I suppose that allows us to move around. Probably, we'll see. Okay. So we begin drawing. Then after that, we have to begin the mode 3D camera. So, and then, and mode 3D. All right, and within that mode, we draw the model. Okay, that's pretty cool. So, then we draw a bunch of cubes. Draw the grid. I'm not sure if grid is necessary, but yeah, whatever. I think I'm gonna draw only the model. So if I go to the Raylib, draw model. So this is how we do that. It's actually extended, right? It's actually extended. So we have to provide the model itself. I think it's called guy. Did we call it model? Yeah, we called it model. So then we have a position. Then we have a rotation axis. Okay, so we use this rotation, we use X as a rotation axis. Right, and the rotation angle is 90 degrees, minus 90 degrees actually. And then we have a scale, which is a vector, so it could be scaled in 3 different directions. That makes sense. And the color, the tint rather, is red. So that's pretty much it to draw a model. Yep. So yeah, that's as simple as that. As simple as that. That's pretty interesting. All right, and I cannot see shit because I didn't rebuild anything. So let's go with that. Too few arguments. So set material. Okay. Set material. Yeah, you have to set the texture. Okay. Okay. Wait, that's cool. So, oh shit! I can control the camera now. That's cool. How can I rotate it? Oh, shit, that's pretty cool. Huh. So yeah, and this is actually done by setting the camera mode, right? That's pretty useful. Haha, haha, haha. So I wanted to change the tint. Can I make it like white? Oh yeah, so there we go. This looks like the original. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So this is 3D. So then haha when. Okay. Pictures, emote, to the Sodin also redo Sodin re. It's ugly. There we go. Yeah. Cool. So I put it on my list. We'll see. So also the example draws a grid. Draw a grid. I suppose it's drawn somewhere here. It's basically sort of like a additional, like, auxiliary things for you to draw on the screen just to test something, I suppose. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that makes sense. So, and I suppose you can draw it like anywhere. That Fang is quite thing though. Well, I mean, Fang was a request by Fang Shi, so he's a big fan of them. Cool. That's very nice. What we can do with that? That's a really interesting question. So I want to learn how to do like a first-person camera controls. First-person camera controls. So maybe we can find some examples there. So model score, 3D camera. Yeah, first person. There we go. That's cool. Define the camera to look into our 3D world. Position target. Some random columns. So set camera. Oh, camera first person. Really? Seriously? It's that easy? It's literally a game engine. Alright, so let's quickly do that. Oh yeah, it's that easy, seriously. So it even automatically implements controls for WASD. So I can just walk around and whatnot. Yeah. Interesting. So I'm thinking, okay, so since I have this thing, can I now shoot? So, right. Nice. Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's pretty interesting. Put it on Steam for 2 USD. Yes. Alright. Okay. Projectiles. Count. Maybe capacity. Right. So. So let's define vector 3D. Projectiles. Right. And all of that is zero initialized initially. Maybe I want to call it something like shorter. Projects. Yeah. Projects. Cap. Projects. Yes, we're doing professional JavaScript right now. Yes, yes, Pro.js. 3D game. Wait. 3D game programming in C. A Raylib learning session. Yes. Yeah. That's a cool title. That's a title I would click on. Project size. Raylib does have JS bindings. I'm not surprised because it's in C, so and anything written in C and C++, you can just bind that to Node.js. So wait a second. npm.js. I want to repeat that song. I really love this song. So may I do that one more time? Yeah, that's a cool song. I wonder how quickly we will get sick of this album. So far I didn't get sick of it, so it's a pretty cool album. So the thing we're listening right now is this album. And so it's yeah, it's pretty cool. Should I switch to JavaScript for extra views? Nah. Who programs to JavaScript in 2021? Yes, no. So, and essentially, after we drew the model, the thing we want to draw is probably the projectiles, right? So it's going to be Pro.js size, and we just draw each individual projectile. Draw proj, yes, proj I. Imagine using dash dash. Who's using dash dash? Who's using it? I don't know. Approach. Vector 3 position. And how are we gonna draw all of that? That's a good question. Well, we also need to keep track whether the projectile is alive or not, right? So maybe it makes sense to introduce something like type def struct proj, right? So it's gonna be proj, and it's gonna be boolean alive, right? Whether it's alive or not, and then it's gonna be vector 3 position. Let's just pause. So, but to use booleans in C, you have to import stdlib. stdbool, I mean. Proj. Well, and it makes sense to do it like this way. If proj alive, maybe it makes sense to do that like inside of the function. Yeah. If proj alive. We're gonna do it like this. So how are we gonna do that? We can draw a cube at that specific position. Draw cube. Huh. That is so convenient. It has so many small convenient functions that you can use. That's amazing. Seriously. Like just for quick prototyping and stuff, I think it's amazing. Proj position and proj width. Proj height, proj len, and proj color. Why not? So all of that is going to be customizable. Why not? Proj. So let's do 100 for all of them. Color. Since the background is white, let's use black. Right, so to have some sort of a contrast. So projs. So maybe it would make sense to actually have this as a function. Projs. which doesn't accept anything, and just put it under this thing. Projects. Oh, we don't need size. Projects cup. I'm really enjoying this thing. Projects. Oh yeah, I forgot to actually do it like that. Okay, yeah, so now we have projectiles as a mechanism, but we need to spawn them somehow. Yeah, another interesting thing, they also need to keep track of, you know, where they're moving. So we need to know their direction. So it's gonna be dir. So there we go. So yeah, we'll need some things like update projects. Hello Botokte, welcome to the stream. Oh, and by the way, in PRC, you should not forget to use voids here, right? Because in a function without arguments, like you have to use void. If you don't, it means a variadic function that accepts any amount of arguments, and you can fall, fall into a pretty nasty trap, troubleshooting something. Hello Manasoime, welcome to the stream. Alright, so the way we're gonna update the projectiles, we're gonna iterate through all of them, right? So there we go, it's gonna be projects cap. Projects cap, and if projectile is alive, we're gonna update it. The way we're gonna update it is projects I position should be equal this thing plus its direction multiplied by delta time. The question is, how can we express that using C and Raylib, right? So because for vectors, I think you have to use Ray math. Right, so vector 3 add, or how do you add vectors, for example? Yeah, vector 2 add, this is how you add them. You can subtract, but how do you multiply them or scale them? So is there something like scale? Oh yeah, so to multiply it, this is how you scale it. That's pretty pogue. Alright, so let's go back. Raylib is no, it's basically 3D, 2D game engine as a C library. So we can find some more information here. So it's a completely free library, and it's designed for making games. And it actually implements a lot of stuff specifically for games. So it feels like an engine, but at the same time, it's not an engine in the classical understanding of engine like Unity or Unreal Engine, because these kind of engines also provide an environment for you in which you can develop things. This thing doesn't provide environment for you, it's just a library in C that you can link with. Does that make sense? So, but essentially it provides such features as like setting up the camera, loading the model, setting a texture for the model, and then implementing a drawing loop and just drawing a model within that drawing loop. So this is actually very high level for a C library. It's like very high level. So yeah, that's what we're exploring today. So we can take a look at the, we're looking through the examples of the library, and in examples of the library we found this. And yeah, by the way, this entire application was set up with a little bit of code that I just showed, right? So you just need this amount of code, 81 lines of code, and you have that. That's how high level it is. It just hides away from you so many abstractions. How would you compare it with libgdx? I have no idea because I never used libgdx. But I would. Let me actually check it out. What is this? I'm not even sure if I know what it is. GDX is a free open source. I never used it actually. It's something for Java, really? Well, first of all, Raylib is completely in C, and this one is primarily in Java, so it's like a different kind of like caliber of languages. So yeah. But I never tried. I have nothing to say about this library, so Sorry. Yeah, it's like Unity with C API. Exactly. That's so cool about it. It's a C like engine as a C library. So okay, so we need to math. So we'll need to scale. Let's go to scale. So, and this is what I'll have to use here. So I think I'll have to use 3D. So this is going to be my direction. So here's my direction, and my scale is going to be delta time. So I'm going to mark it as question mark, meaning that this is not a final code, and I don't know how to get the delta time yet. So also we need to have vector 3 add. Yeah, this is what I need here. So, and in here, the first argument is going to be the position of this thing. And the second argument is going to be this thing. And then we're going to just assign this entire thing to the final position. Okay, so how do we get the delta time? Delta time. Get frame time, return time in second. It even returns that in float. Perfect, this is exactly what I need. I really like how you can just look through the header and find all the functions you need. This is amazing, I like that. Cool. So, yeah, if I ever gonna use an engine, I'm gonna use Raylib. So, alright, that should be it. Actually, this is how we update things. Hello, Plexom. Hello. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? So Vector 3D, we cannot have that because we also need to import array math. Otherwise, it's not going to work. And it seems to be working. No, it's not a standard C thing. It's not a C things at all. And if I put a question mark here, it will not compile. So yeah, so it will not compile. It's not even a thing. And that's exactly why I put it there. Okay, update procs. So now we're updating this entire thing. Cool. So now, I want to be able to spawn a new... What program are you coding in? I'm not coding any program. I'm just exploring a thing called Raylib. So Raylib is a library for making games, and I'm learning it. So yeah, and it's a C library. It's pretty cool. Not gonna lie. It's pretty cool. Okay. No, question mark is not a thing at all, and if I left it there, it won't compile. Look, I put a question mark, it doesn't compile. It's literally not a thing. No, it doesn't compile. It's not a thing. So, and the only way to make this compile is to remove that question mark, and this is how you make it compile, you see? So you put question mark, right, and it makes your program not compilable. But if you remove the question mark, it makes it compilable. So that's how it works. This is how its feature works. So you put it in, doesn't compile, remove it, compiles. Make sense? I think it makes sense. Well, I mean, it's logical. It's logic. Yes, I mean, I have nothing much to say, to be fair. Spawn proc. Does Raylib have list bindings? If it doesn't, it should be pretty easy to make them. Yes, it does. Oh, okay, so it already sent. Racket? There's also Racket. Does anyone want to use Raylib and Racket? So do I want question mark or not? Basically, if you don't want your code to compile, you put question mark in it. If you want your code to compile, you remove question mark from it. Make sense? So first you need to decide what you personally want. what are your goals in life? Do you want to end up with non-compiling code or compiling code? And keep in mind, if it compiles, it works. So once you establish that, then you can move on to the next step and make a decision whether to leave in the question mark or to remove it. You see? So okay, so if you probably don't want your code to compile, yes, leave a question mark in. You don't want your code to compile, very well, I respect that. That's your decision, sure. Non-compiling code doesn't have any. Exactly, that's the benefit. That's the benefit. So, all right. So let me see. So vector 3 position, vector 3 direction. Cool. So and essentially what we want to do here is just get a house. Find the first non-alive project and spawn the projectile there. Right. Epic music though, you can find the music here actually. So it's by Pilot Red Sun, so this is an achievement album. A very old one, like 4 years ago. And yeah, it's actually pretty cool for the background. I really like it for the background. We'll see how quickly we'll get sick of it. Because it's 45 minutes long and I literally put it on a repeat. So we'll see how it goes. Alright, so what we need to do here, projs cup, right, plus I, if projs I not alive, we're gonna do projs I position, and the direction is gonna be that. And then we also want to make it alive. Right, so we want to sort of spawn it, and after that we want to break it until we make it. Cool. So this is how we would spawn a projectile. Now we need to be able to handle clicks and shit. Right, that's what we need to be able to do. Clicks and shit. So Raylib H, mouse buttons. Okay. So is there anything that accepts a mouse button? Is mouse button pressed? Detect if a mouse button has been pressed. Okay, is there anything else? Okay, so let's check it out. If is mouse button pressed, dude, why don't you accept enumerations here? Like, why is this not like this to make it more type safe? So basically, I could. Why? Like, I mean, it just adds an additional layer of documentation on your code. So basically, your signatures describe what kind of stuff they accept and what kind of stuff they return. Like, what's the point of removing that additional information? It's like, I mean, I do understand that C doesn't check these types, but at least from the readability perspective, at least you describe what is expected to take in. I guess it's like as much of a rhetorical question as asking why the library doesn't have any prefixes, right? Because it is what it is. You can check both buttons at the same time, so it's basically a mask, right? So it's basically a mask, but it doesn't really mean that you cannot accept like a named type. That, like, I don't think it contradicts to what I said. You still can accept like a. Well, it does look like a. Yeah, it looks like a. No, it's not a mask, right? Because in case of a mask, that would be like 1, 2, and 4. Alright, let's continue. 2 is button, mouse left button. If it's pressed, we want to spawn a projectile. Spawn approach. And we want to spawn it at camera position, so that's quite important. So we're spawning it at the camera position, and the direction is going to be the direction of the camera, but I'm not sure how to get the direction of it. So we have a target, But is target the direction? That's a good question. Okay, I don't know what the fuck was that, but... oh yeah, I see. Okay. Okay. So... Camera. Camera target it looks at. So what I'm thinking is that to know the direction of the camera, do I have to take the target and subtract a position from it? I think that's what I need to do here. Position orientation. Target it looks at. I guess that's what it is. It's position and what it looks at. So for me to find the direction, I have to take the target, subtract position, and also I probably want to normalize it because I want to apply my own stuff. They got a super self-documented. Yeah, well, I mean, it's not my code though. It's like it's from Raylib, but I mean, I suppose kudos to Raylib. Yeah, it's pretty self-documented. Except the parts when function is mouse button pressed accepts integer. Whatever. Okay, so maybe we want to have something like camera direction. So we accept the camera. So vector 3 sub camera target camera position. And can I normalize this entire stuff now? Yeah, I can. Wait. Yeah, so it has to be vector 3 normal. Yeah, that's what I need to do. Vector 3 normalize. Okay, so we just normalize that and we can return this. So it's a camera direction. Alright, so I spawned the projectile and camera direction, camera, and on top of that I want to multiply that, so vector 3 scale, so I want to multiply it by proj_vel, which is velocity, right, and proj_vel is going to be proj_vel 100, I suppose something like this. Cool. Is it gonna work? Subtract, yes, that's what it has to be. Cool. And oh shit, it shoots the projectiles. Here they are, but they're so huge. Yeah, it actually shoots them, but they're too huge. Yes. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty epic. So we managed to do that. All right. So let me see how we can do that now. So I think they should be slightly smaller, maybe even like 10 times smaller. So, and they probably should be faster. Let's make them 10 times faster. So that should be a little bit better. Okay, so pew 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 pew. So that's pretty pogue, I think. Pew pew. So maybe they should actually spawn like not from our eyes, because it makes some sort of a blinking. They should be spawned like a little bit further away from us. That could be the thing that needs to happen. So, but so far it's pretty pogue. It's pretty pogue. Not gonna lie. Okay. So this is the camera position. We also have a camera direction. So maybe we have to put that direction somewhere here. So vector 3. So here it is. It's gonna be deer. It's gonna be deer. Wait. Okay, everything looks okay. Vector 3 add. Yeah, thank you. Direction. vector 3 scale gun length. Yeah, so essentially the distance from your face to where the projectile is spawned is a gun length. Makes sense? Well, I guess it makes sense. I mean, it does make sense to me, so what can I say? So it's gonna define gun length. How big of this thing is gonna be? It's a good question. Okay, so 100 is actually too big. So when the stream started and Sojing said it is Friday, I realized that it is Friday. Up until that point, I was living in Thursday, so I quickly did a C course lens. So I guess my streams are useful for something. You can use them as a calendar, right? So you don't have an arm, yes. So what about 50? Yeah, I think this is a little bit better. By the way, we don't have a z-axis. Oh, and we ran out of spaces. All right. So I think maybe we need to introduce like a lifetime for the projectiles. So proj lifetime. Lifetime. So how many seconds the projectile will live? Let's say 5 seconds, I think. Float lifetime. And you know what I want to do? I'm going to do type def a float, maybe even double. Is it going to be double? Maybe a raylib.h. Lib.h. Get frame time. Yeah, we use float. That's cool. Float seconds. That's what it is. So we're gonna have seconds. So, and lifetime is gonna be seconds. Cool. And essentially, instead of alive, we wanna just check if lifetime is greater than 0. Dancing stream when? Now! I'm sorry. Dancing now! Lifetime greater than 0. So if it's... lifetime less or equal than 0. Imagine streaming clock and calendar 24/7. I won't be able to do that, sorry. So when we update a live projects, right, so we take a lifetime and subtract the frame time. So this is what we're essentially doing here. But maybe it makes sense to just do it like that. What is that emote? Is that a Twitch emote? Oh, it's a PogChamp. It's a new PogChamp. I thought it's just one of the... Okay, I thought it's one of the sub-emotes that people use sometimes in their... It's a literally PogChamp. Holy shit. Okay. That's very funny. So basically they gave up on humans, so they're using fictional characters. Seconds dt. So I might as well actually do it like that. So we don't recalculate the dt. Might as well actually put it here. Yep, something like that. So alive. So lifetime proj. Lifetime. So Tsoding Pog as PogChamp when? I think Tsoding Pog would be a pretty cool PogChamp for a day. I think it's pretty cool. I'm really proud of it. Not gonna lie. Okay, so now we kill the projectiles when, yeah, after 5 seconds. But I think we need a bigger capacity for projectiles, more than 69. Let's actually make it like maybe 1000. 1000 capacity would be kind of cool. So we never run out of it. Pew 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 pew. Pew 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 pew. That's pretty cool. Alrighty, so that's very interesting. So far so good. I want to make a cup of tea. Okay, so yeah, that's a very interesting library. I like that. So, okay, first thing, we have projectiles and we can do pew pew pew. The next thing we probably want to do, I also want to have some sort of like a place, like arena, where you can go around and maybe encounter some sort of enemies and stuff like that. So yeah, that's one of the things we'll have to do as well. The new PogChamp is disgusting. It looks like the bee is... Oh yeah, it does! I didn't realize that. It does look like it's an open BSD. It's really funny. Okay, so how do you guys like my game? Would you buy this game, by the way? Would you buy this game? It's a pretty epic game, I'm gonna lie. For like $2 maybe, as you can do pew pew pew. Pew pew pew. That's it. It's not just something, right, where you can do pew pew pew. Here you can do pew 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 in 3D. How about that? Steam ready game, exactly. It's a goddamn Steam ready game. Oh shit. Anti-aliasing when? That's a good question actually. So do we have anti... Maybe. Oh, shite. Yeah. Never, because we don't have support for that in Raylib. You buy it for 2 rubles. Nice. Okay. For like another stream or 2, you can probably make a proc gen platformer thing where you have to jump from platform to... That's a cool idea, actually. So yeah, and with this engine, it's actually pretty easy, and this is why I want to try this engine out on some sort of a game jam. So I need to like train a little bit to get used to this library, and maybe on the next like a Ludum Dare, we can try to participate and just implement the game or something. What do you guys think? I never participated in these game jams, so it would be a really interesting experience for me. Yeah. Basically, always moving and it blocks commentary. Yeah, probably. Are all great collectibles, yeah. Okay, so I can just pour myself a cup of tea. Oh, by the way, can we load the texture of the cup and make it, you know, the old game or Minecraft style sprite that is located in 3D, but it always rotates towards you. You know, the old Minecraft's, like, old game Minecraft style things. That would be actually pretty cool. So, yeah. I thought... Debated. So, I mean, I went offline, and this is the second stream, actually. Right, so the previous stream has finished. Yes, it's offline. But this is already a next stream. The previous stream was about the advent of code, and this one is about Raylib. That's why I went offline to indicate the separation of these 2 streams. Yes. Oh, you can actually enable that. Wait a second. Set config flags, enable and... Alright, so can I just go ahead and do that? I wonder why I have to do that. Does it do anything? It doesn't feel like it did anything. Oh yeah, that's funny. We don't have a Z buffer at all. Look, look. You see? No matter how far I go away, yeah, we literally don't have a Z buffer. Is it possible to enable Z buffer? Z buffer. Okay, so array lib Z buffer or something. Array GL 2D 3D review buffers using depth. Oh, it's probably called depth. Depth. No. Sure. Render texture depth buffer attachment texture. That's the only mention of the depth. Okay. What about depth buffer? No Z. I think it's no Z buffer. I think that's what it is. Reuse buffer usage depth issues. Okay. So how did you prevent? Okay, multiple blender. Huh. Even though I actually did a 3D mode, I begin drawing, then I begin mode 3D, and I do that in a 3D mode, which is interesting. So if I swap these things around, right? If I swap these things around, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the other way around. Excuse me? Yeah. Oh. No, it is not. Huh. I guess it's that far away. But no matter how far away I go, it's still... Oh shit! Ooh, I can just hold the button and it spawns this thing on each frame. Ooh. That's pretty cool. So there's something with ordering. I can sort of never... Yeah. Like why? Why it is like that? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, that's pretty strange. So something with a depth, and I'm not sure what exactly. Nice drawing up, thank you. So we're using draw cube. Zodin tries out Smirk image. Okay. 3D depth. Handy for debugging. I don't really understand why the fuck it is like that. Is it? Okay, so if I make a gun length 10, will it be different? No. Oh, now it... Okay. Okay. It was apparently that far away. Alright, that's really strange. Alright, can I make it even smaller then? So the width and height is that. How about 5? Does your VS Code also switch to F# mode when you load a That's a good question. Okay, wait a second. OPT. I can imagine it doing it. Yes. VS Code main FS. Oh, sandbox. Yes. No sandbox. Yes. So we'll have to wait a little bit. I meant Emacs. Well, I'm sorry, I already switched to Visual Studio Code. No, it doesn't. Oh wait, it does. Okay, so that's epic. Look at that. It also switched to F#. I think this is a symbol of F#. Yeah, I think it's F#. Sure. Yeah, it's literally that. yeah, and in here it's also F sharp. But I'm not sure, it just depends on whether I have F sharp installed, so main FS. No, I don't have F sharp installed, so yeah. Oh, it tells F sharp in the right bottom corner. Okay, I see. I don't really know. I don't really use VS Code, so I don't know. It's probably because you have F sharp installed, and the question is, why do you have F sharp mode installed in your Emacs, considering that it's a Microsoft.NET technology? So it's more of a question to you. Like, what were you doing? Excuse me. I'm joking, of course. I don't know. Sure. He doesn't know. I kind of want to be able to update these values in a runtime. It's because of the Windows 95 theme, I see. Okay, so the default. Wait a second. Is the dimensions -1, 1, 1, -1, 1, -1, 1? That could explain it. So in that particular case, I want the sizes to be like very small, like around this thing, and maybe the length of this thing like 1. Okay. PPL projectiles, yes. Okay. Oh, it's a project lifetime. Okay, so the seconds has to be like 5. And length has to be like half, if I understand the dimensions correctly. Wait, where am I? Yes, now it makes a little bit more sense. Maybe even 1. What's up? Welcome back. Do we even use gun length? Yes, we do use it. Okay, so I think it's good enough. Maybe I want to commit all of that and just see what we're gonna have. And also, I don't really want to use models right now. I want to maybe use rectangles and shit. Yeah, music is pretty cool. So it's this album. We're gonna play it on repeat until we get sick of it. So, by the way, I also recommend to check out other songs by the same creator. They're pretty pogue. I said that. Anyway, so also check out his cartoons. His cartoons are amazing. Trust me, absolutely fucking amazing. I'm sick of it now, KW. No, you're not sick of it yet. Trust me. So let's try to replace the position of the model, or maybe not. We'll see. So initial position, so X and Y. So this is X and Z, so we're moving in X and Z. That album cover, it's art. Trust me, this shit is art. Alright, so I'm gonna do it like that. Okay, so yeah, there we go. Oh! It even bobs around, like it goes up and down when you move. That is actually pretty interesting. Do you see that? So that's pretty interesting. Huh. Yeah. Cool. The thing I want to do, I want to introduce the length. So I'm going to call this thing player gun length, right? So we can also introduce player height. I think player height of 1 should be like reasonable, I think. So this one is gonna be this. Player height. So, and the player height is essentially this thing, right? Player height, and we can control this thing. So let's see. Alright. Yeah, there we go. So this player height of 1 is reasonable, I think. So, and we're also actually initially looking at something really weird. So the position of the... Yeah. So target is 0. And here's the position of the model. And initially target is that, but it for some reason... It's really strange, but okay. It looks down. Doesn't make any sense. So boss battle. What if we make it 0? Like gun length equals 0. Because it's really weird. Yeah. So, do I want to commit that? Maybe I want to commit that. Sure. Alright, I'm gonna go to the kitchen to boil up some water, right? And yeah, then we're gonna continue. It's very interesting so far. It's very interesting. So I think we can manage to do something about that. Ugh. What happened to IKEA chair? Swedish government actually took it back. Alright. I kind of want to change the color of the background because I don't really like that it's so bright. So let's actually do something like background color right here. And yeah, so let's introduce it like that. So it's gonna be, oh shit. Background color. Black is gonna be black, and the projectile color is gonna be white instead, right? So that way we actually swap around this entire stuff, right? So here it is. More of a anti-chamber stuff, right? It's more of an anti-chamber. Okay, So that's pretty cool. I wish I could actually like spawn at a position where I can see everything. Right, can I spawn like around like 1 and 1? So I don't have to like walk around too much. Okay. Okay, I'm nearby, right? I'm nearby, but yeah, how can I look at something? Like I'm looking at 0, and this thing is also here. And I still don't understand what is up. Like, what if I put 0 here? I can't see shit, so that means I probably need this up like this. Target does not necessarily work the way I expect it to work. So I would expect it to be just 0, but it's not. Maybe this is what I have to do. Maybe set different targets. Well, the fact that I can use a target like that to calculate direction of the camera, that means my understanding of a target is correct. The only problem is that when I apply my understanding here, it doesn't work, but here it works. I don't know, it's like really strange. And I don't have that many other targets, that's the problem. Like I only have that dude that I can look at, and that's it. So I'm not sure what else can I do. And I literally just look down initially. Wait, do I look down initially? Yes, I am looking down. So the target is down there. Oh, I think I understand what the fuck is going on. Probably the model is not centered. It could be that the start of the model is literally here. It could be that actually. It's just like, you know, drawing the sprite, and the sprite starts at, you know, top left corner or something like that. It could be that. So yeah. All right. So I have an interesting idea. We need to know the current target, right? So we want to know the current target so we can set it to something. So, and I know that you can actually draw shit on the screen, right? So let's quickly do that. So we can draw this stuff. And where can you draw that? You can draw that after you exited the 3D mode. So we're gonna draw it like somewhere here. So draw space. Okay, so your mom. Let me see if it's gonna work now. Yeah, your mom is actually on the screen. As you can see in the top left corner, there is like a little bit of a your mom. So we can use that to report some interesting information and shit. And I wonder if I can easily report that. Let me take a look at the interface. Draw text. It doesn't even accept the printf in like interface and whatnot, which is reasonable enough. So essentially, what you'll have to do, you'll have to allocate the buffer, right? You'll have to allocate the buffer and send printf into that buffer, right? You need to send printf into that buffer, and then draw that buffer on the screen. So this is essentially how you want to do that. There is a text format, okay? Text format. Oh, that's beautiful. And what buffer does it use? Does it get text length? Wait, text formatting with variables send printf style. It's from source camera a vector rotating over its axis. Okay, cool. So what is this? Is that like a formatting? And what is the buffer? Does it use its own internal buffer? Text string management function, no UTF-8 string, only byte strings. Strings allocate memory internally for returning strings, just be careful. I see. Seriously? No, I would rather like allocate like in static memory my own buffer and just keep reusing that buffer over and over again. Like, why do I need this stuff? No. Okay, so my tea is ready. And I'm gonna be back soon. Alrighty, chat. So, what I'm thinking. What I'm thinking. So we can just allocate some buffer. HUD buffer, right? And we're gonna pre-allocate 124, right? So something like this. Then we're gonna use the sendprintf to actually do things. Sendprintf. So we have to provide the HUD buffer and the size of the HUD buffer, right? So that's what we do here. And target is gonna be something like this. All right. So to be fair, like I want to be able to print this entire stuff, but that means I'll have to do this kind of shit where we have f depends on the definition of the array math. Vector 3. Vector 3. Where's the? I almost found it. Vector 3. Vector 3. So it's floats. Okay. So it has to be f, 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 which is not particularly convenient. And if I want to print more of them, I'll have to do that, like repeat that over and over again. So I'm thinking I'm going to use my, you know, argument unpacking macros and formatting macros to implement printers for vector 3. So this is going to be like this. Define v3 fmt, and it's going to be literally like this, f, 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 right? And then I'm going to define v3 arg, and it accepts the v3. And here I just unpack them, x, y, z, and that way it enables me doing something like this, vector 3 fmt, and then in the argument vector 3 arg, not art but arg, and I then can just take the camera target, and then I can just draw the HUD buffer. There we go. Cool. So that should be okay, I suppose. That should be okay. Alrighty, so a sendprintf implicit declaration, so I probably have to import stdio for that to work. Stdio-h, and also forgot the semicolon, and there we go. Yeah, look at that. And the target is completely different than what I expected. And you know what's the reason? You know what could be the reason? Actually, I have a different hypothesis. I think the reason is camera first person. So maybe the mode, when you set the mode, it actually screws up your initial target. So maybe we can not set the camera, though we will lose ability to control the camera, right? Yeah, there we go. It is correct now. I cannot control the camera anymore, but the target is correct. Target is 0, 0, 0, exactly what you expect. So essentially, the reason why target is screwed up, it's screwed up by set camera mode. So, you see? So it's screwed up by that, so I probably shouldn't worry about it too much. That's really strange, but... Huh. You know what? I think after I set the camera, what if I set the target after I set the camera? How about that? But camera and its target is located in the same point. I don't understand what you mean. Okay, so it does not really affect stuff that much. Okay, I suppose once we go into the camera first person, we can't control that thing anymore. I don't understand you, Columbetka, I'm sorry. Okay, so let me pour a cup of tea. All right. I wonder if I constantly reset the target after updating the camera. I think it will screw it over all the time. Yeah, I cannot move. Yeah, that makes sense. So, that makes sense. If is mouse button down, mouse right button. It's gonna be camera target. Set vector 3. Okay, let me see. Huh. Does it even affect anything? Mouse button. It literally... this is because I update... Okay, so it set the target and then I update the camera. Alright, so what if I put this thing after I update the camera? Does it change anything? So... So... where does it keep the state of the camera? It feels like it keeps the state of the camera when it's in the first person mode somewhere else. That is very interesting. Like, it's really strange. Yeah, because I stop setting the target on each frame and it returns back to its original state. So that means it maintains additional global states somewhere. This is really strange approach. Okay, there's nothing much I can do, but what's interesting is that I want to be able to initially set the target to something somehow in the first person. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Why would it be like that? It's really strange. Okay, so let me see some other stuff. So let's find some functions related to camera. So you have camera mode. Update camera position for select. Oh, I see. So if you, I see. Oh well, I mean, this is exactly what we do. Set camera pan control. Set camera combine. Do you use I'm-GUI for the interface? No, I'm not using I'm-GUI interface. I'm using only Raylib, and I'm just learning. You're making too many assumptions. Okay. So is there anything for the camera? I'm just learning Raylib, okay? I'm just learning Raylib. That's it. Relax. Relax. We're not making like AAA game or anything, okay? Okay. So begin mode 2D, 3D. Get mouse ray. Return a ray trace from mouse. Oh shit, that's actually cool. And then you can use that ray to indicate whether you clicked on something or... Yeah, that's cool. Get camera matrix. Returns the camera transformation. That's also cool. So world... Oh, you can transform world to screen, screen to world. This is very cool. So key alt, the camera alt key to combine with mouse movement. Alright. Cool. But I don't like that it initially starts at like down. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Set camera mode. Okay, maybe it's okay. Maybe it's okay like that. But on top of that, okay. Okay, so we have that thing moving around. Okay. Nice. So let's try to is it possible to have some sort of a floor, right? You know what I mean? That's what you get from zero initializing. What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't understand. Are you talking to me? Are you sure you're talking to me? Like I'm completely out of the context. Alright. Your camera and position are both zero initialized. No. They're not. I just explicitly said them. I said them. Where did you get that idea from? Position and target. Okay. All right. So, I literally don't understand what you're talking about. Holy shit. Camera 3D. It doesn't even have that many things to initialize in the first place. And I initialized all of them. I literally initialized all of them. Like I zero initialized it, and then after that I initialized all of them to something specific. Okay. Let's continue. Why don't I look down now? Explain that then. Why don't I look completely down now? Don't know exactly. Are you talking about this thing? Kolumbetka, please tell me, are you talking about this thing? You talking about this line? Please don't tell me you're talking about this line. This is the position of the... This is the position of the model! This is not the position of the camera. Holy shit, dude, you just wasted like 10 minutes of my time to tell me... Dude, come on, I'm so disappointed. Okay. It doesn't exist anymore. This line does not exist anymore. Now, your hypothesis, why it doesn't work? Alright, let's continue. just continue. So it's something within the Raylib. It's something within the Raylib. So the only explanation I have, is they maintain their own global state, right? Somehow, and we can check that that hypothesis really easily because we have a source code of Raylib. Let me find this thing. I'm gonna grab rn update camera. Let's find the implementation of update camera, and is that where it is? Yeah, here it is. All right, so camera mode. Let's find camera first person. Look at that. Holy shit. Okay, it uses something camera capitalized, and I have no way to find it. So unless I use ctag, can I use ctag? Probably. Does anyone knows how to use ctag? Can I do e tags and just src? So man e tags generate, so it accepts a bunch of files. So maybe I can do something like find file src. So actually find src type file type f. So here are all of the files that we found there. Actually we want to find name, which is basically H or C. Is that how we do that? Maybe not. This is not how we do that. I think this is not how we do that. Does anyone know how to do that? I don't quite remember. Is it like this? Yes, it is like this. Okay, cool. So, and after that, I want to try to do something like e tags on this stuff. And now we should have a tags file. 1.5 megabytes. Okay, cool. So now I can go to the array. Yeah, I'll have to do the grep thingy yet again. Where is the grep thingy? Okay, so here's update camera. All right, and in a camera first person, they refer to this big camera thingy, and I'm gonna use tags, and it is defined. Okay, here's the camera data. Yeah, there we go. Global camera state context. 15 years of software development experience, and I guessed it 100% correctly. It does have some sort of a global state that keeps resetting my state of my camera. I just found it. Here it is, based on the behavior of the library. It's very cool, right? I may be bad at advent of code, but maybe I'm relatively good at exploring someone else's code. All right, so, and that's exactly what keeps resetting my shit. And I wonder if I can, so it's a static shit. I don't even have an access to that. Well, that's what's funny. I don't even have an access to this thing. So yeah. So here's the static camera shit, and let me see where it is used. It is not even used in that many places, to be fair. Yeah. Camera standalone. Target distance, angle, move control, out. Yeah. Oh, it also uses E and Q. That's actually pretty cool, I think. So array where's my main C? Where's my main C? So what about E and Q? What is this? What the hell is E? I just hold E and this is what it's doing. Is it doing some MongoDB activity? Okay, I'm gonna press Q, and it keeps doing this weird thing. Okay, so maybe I should implement my own, like a first-person thingy. It's walking stairs. The model is thick. Now you're goddamn right. You're goddamn right. Okay. The thick model. I still, like, when I spawn this thing, maybe it just flies too fast. That could be the thing. So velocity, yeah, velocity is too fucking huge. I think it should be around 1, that's probably... Yeah, so that's better. So this is a new projectile, as you can see. It's just... Yeah, and it slowly passes through this thing. We can make it maybe even smaller. Alright, it's gonna be like, first of all, the size of this projectile is gonna be 0, 1, and the velocity could be like around 5. Space jump. We can implement space jump at some point. Why not? Yeah, I can do pew 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 pew. Wait a second. I think I figured it out. Gun length has to be at least like half here to facilitate all of that. Pew 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 pew. Pew 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 pew. This is a boss battle. Yes, this is a boss battle. That's absolutely fucking epic. Seizure. Yeah. Do you want me guys to upload that to GitHub? I can do that, I think. I'm not sure if it's that particularly useful, but yeah. That's pretty poog. Violence is against US. I mean, it's a game. What have I You're joined to an epic 3D game development. That's what we're doing. We're exploring Raylib, right? So this is the library for making games. And yeah, this entire thing is 138 lines of code. This is like Cyberpunk 2, I assume. On the base battle, yes. Kickstarter when? Well, tomorrow. We're gonna open Kickstarter tomorrow. Don't worry about it. Cool. Cool. Okay, let's actually upload this shit. How should we call this game, chat? Do you have any ideas on how to call it? Oh, it's okay. Any ideas? F-poop, Bob, something 3D, everything. Killbot. MonkaTOS. Bulb 3D. Ray Project. Game Jam boilerplate. Maybe it's a good idea. Game name generator. Impulse. It looks too serious. Video game name generator. Nah. Rayman. Not bad. Oh yeah, GitHub project name generator. Yeah, GitHub project name generator. Because yeah, GitHub generates like a pretty funky names. I do agree with that. Okay, JTwin. No. Shiver. BasingDB. Flap.js. I don't even know what that means. Prospec. Shadow, no. Will do. I don't know. I like Rayman. Let's call it Rayman. Rayman. Alright, so name is gonna be Rayman. Cool. And I'm gonna git ignore. Copyright? So is that a bad name? Is it already taken? Stallman. Stall. So what is Google it up? Okay, so I never heard of it. Oh my god. Okay, so it's already taken. I don't play video games. That's my problem. Okay, Pew 3D. This is how we're gonna call it then. Everything is already taken. Alright. Pew 3D. This is what we're gonna call it. Okay. I don't play video games, so I don't know if they already exist or anything. Like, seriously. Too old for this shit. Okay, git init. I don't plan to keep that guy. But I'm gonna just commit it for now, at least. Git ignore pew 3D. Right. And did it. Oh my god, it didn't do the thing. Didn't register shite. Okay, so do I have to attribute that? Yeah, I think I need to attribute that. So readme. So taken from Raylib examples. Examples will probably delete it later. Okay, so ready, set, go. Alright, cool. So I also need to release it under a particular license, so we're gonna do MIT, so here it is, and also readme. 3D game using Raylib. And what's the official site of Raylib? It is in here. Epic quick start console dependencies. First install Raylib. Just go ahead and do that. Otherwise you won't be able to compile this game, right? So how are we supposed to compile a Raylib game without Raylib? So the next thing you want to do a make, and then you want to call pew 3D. There we go. So yeah, license and readme. Maybe I won't even do it like that. How do you even know which license to use? I always use MIT, that's how I know it. Any easy documentation on it without having to read 50 pages of legal documents? Okay, so I read only MIT, and you can actually read the whole MIT license and understand it quite easily. And what I did, I just read MIT, and I thought to myself, am I okay with that? And the answer was yes. So, and that's how I made the decision. That's how it usually goes. The way I make decisions, I take in the inputs and ask myself, am I okay with that? And the answer is yes, I don't do anything. And the answer is no, I do something about it. It's almost like with the question mark compilation thingy, right? So if you don't want your code to compile, you add question mark. If you want your code to compile, you remove question mark. It's as simple as that. That's the simplest decision making. There you go. So permission is hereby granted free of charge to any person obtaining a copy of this software and associated documentation files, the software, to deal in the software without restrictions, including without limitations the right to use, copy, modify, merge, publish, distribute, sublicense, and / or sell copies of the software, and no permit persons to whom the software to permit person to whom the software is furnished to do so subject to the following conditions. So basically, you can do whatever the fuck you want with this software. Seriously, you can do whatever the fuck you want, as long as you credit me. Okay, here's the thing. So you can do whatever the fuck you want, as long as you credit me. Don't sue me if you screw up. Make sense? Again, I'm not a lawyer. Not a lawyer. This is not a legal advice. This is my personal understanding of the license. Do whatever the fuck you want, as long as you credit me, and don't sue me if you fuck up. I think that's a perfect license, in my opinion. Alright, so let's continue. So let's create this thing. So where's the thing? Yeah, I agree with you. It is ambiguous. So, and this is sort of like a gray area, right? So it's just basically on the level of agreement of people who like use your software, I suppose. Like where exactly do you create it? Usually companies that use MIT software, they have like a separate page. Sometimes you can actually find like a huge page of you know, company or software crediting, like, you know, the libraries that they use for something. So yeah. So we can even find something like Discord open source software credits. Yeah, open source project. Is that how I do that? Maybe. Nah, it's not what it is. Maybe open source dependencies credit, or maybe dependencies credit. I don't remember. There was like an acknowledgement. I think that's what it is. Yeah, this is how they did that, essentially, right? They use shit ton of like third-party libraries under MIT and whatnot, right? And they just created like this, like a credit list that automatically scrolls. So yeah, and a lot of like similar projects do the similar thing. Also open source libraries and stuff like that, yeah. That's a lot of libraries here. Okay. Pew 3D. So what did we do here? 3D game using Raylib. So it's gonna be public, of course. There's lots of Babel, yeah. It's true. Literally bloat. A huge blob of bloat. Alright. Origin, just put that, and this is gonna be push default, and I'm gonna push that right into the repo. Chat, are you ready? Are you fucking ready? The Pew 3D is finally fucking released. This is the final release, stable release. My problem is WTFPL, as I already stated like before, is that WTFPL doesn't have this section. And like personally for me this section is the most important one. I'm okay with not having this stuff, but without this stuff it's really important. Do whatever the fuck you want, don't fucking like blame me for any shit you do. So this is quite important for me. Okay, so yeah, give it a star, and apparently I fucked up this part for some reason. Let me see how exactly. Yeah, I fucked it up. Fix title in written. Let's push that right into written. Okay, so here's the thing. How can I have a floor? I guess I don't. I guess I don't have a floor. But I can try to have it, maybe. So this is the projectiles, right? This is the projectiles that we have, and on top of that, I maybe want to have the, you know, the triangle pillars, right? So that you can go around and stuff like that. So let's actually try to implement that. Let me see how we can describe them. So this is the projectiles. And another thing we're gonna have here is what? So it's gonna be type def structure. Type def structure, and how should we call it? Pillar? Is that how we spell it, by the way? Yeah, this is how you spell it. And definitely it's going to have some sort of a position, and maybe it's going to have some sort of a height. All right. And we probably need to have some sort of a constant pillars capacity. And how many of them we want to have? We want to have around like 100, right? So, and let's allocate them on the static memory. Cool. Are you guys already sick of this song? This is my favorite song, by the way, in the entire album. Alright, so we don't really need to update pillars, but we do need to draw them. So I'm gonna do something like void draw pillars. And it's gonna be pillars cup. And how we're gonna draw them? So I suppose you essentially draw a rectangle, right? We can start with like a single one, right? Raylib H, draw rectangle. There we go. So it has a position X, Y, Z, X, X, and Y. We probably have to be draw a rectangle 3D. Draw cube. Wait, it's not. Position size. Oh, okay. That's probably how we do that. Yeah, position and its different sizes. That makes sense. So, do they have any colors? Maybe right now they're not gonna have any colors. I can do something like pillar color. Define pillar color. And what is it gonna be? So if I have something like white, let's use lime. Why not? It's gonna be lime. So position, we know it's position, but position basically defines the center of this thing, right? So if you have a pillar, we need to decide what exactly it means. So yeah, it looks like this, right? So position defines this thing, right? Position defines this thing. So that means we need to properly calculate it. All right. So, and I would assume that draw cube position accepts rather the top left, right? The top left position. So we'll have to take that into account for sure. Yeah, I guess. We can just start with just position, right? So it's gonna be pillars I, position. We're not gonna utilize the height or anything. Size, let's define the size like so. Vector 3, and it's gonna be maybe X, 1, 1, and height is gonna be 2 because I want it to like pop out and see if it pops down or up. So that's quite important. All right, so draw projs, and let's also draw pillars. And we need to initialize some of them. Pillars 0. So position, I would say it's all gonna be 0 initialized, right? We're gonna assume that it's 0 initialized and don't worry about that at all. Okay, so let me see. So here is the pillar, and that's very interesting. It depends on, didn't expect it to be like that, but okay. Where do we draw the grid? Okay, grid is 10. That's a very interesting function. Draw grid. Draw grid. Slices. Aha. Spacing. So it always draws at 0, 0. Okay. Maybe I want to remove the guy, to be fair, because guy kind of stays in my way and doesn't allow me to do the thing. Alright. So if I have size equal to 1, what's it gonna be? Oh, I see. It literally, it already starts from the center. I see it now. It literally starts from the center already. So it means if I even make it 10, it's gonna go 5 up and 5 down. Okay, that makes sense. So here's a 5 up and 5 down. That's cool. So, and I can also shoot all of that. And I will go outside and stuff like this. Alrighty, so we're going somewhere. But I wanted to be positioned. Yeah, so I'll need to transform position. So essentially I need to set the position to the half of the height by y. To the half of the height by y. And what's interesting is that I can use position 2, right? So because position of the pillar is going to be in 2-dimensional space because it's going to be on the floor. So the actual 3D position is going to be computed later. Right, so, and this is how we're going to go about that. It's going to be vector 3, right? So this one is going to be x. So we only care about x and y position here. Okay, and that's what we have here. And the y is going to be essentially height of that pillar, right? Height multiplied by 2, like this. So can I do it like that? Yes, I think I can do it like. So here is the position of this entire thing. Cool. So the next one is the size, and we can say something like pillar width. Pillar height, right? So width and height, and this one is going to be length. Actually, I'm not quite sure because this one is like pillar X size and Z size. Let's call it size Z and size X and size Z. And this one is going to be literally height. So when you'll be able to have different heights of these pillars. So size X 1 y. So, and then we can define its color, and I think the color has to be also part of the pillar in the future. What's up, Jiang? What's up? What's up? How are you doing? Size Z? Oh, it's not Y actually, it has to be Z. Okay, so that's pretty, and it completely fucked it up. So we're learning Raylib, so that's what we're doing here. So, and math didn't work out, apparently. That's very strange. You wanna see something cool? You wanna see something cool? Okay. So yeah, that's pretty cool. This is a model from the Raylib examples, by the way. Yeah. I didn't make it. Yeah, it's fucking cursed, but it's in the Raylib examples. So yeah. So that's pretty funny. So I disabled it for a while, for now at least, because I'm trying to make some sort of an environment shit. Yeah. So, but so far it's pretty pleasant to work with. Not gonna lie. So here are the sizes. The position X. Oh, this has to be Y, of course. That's probably why it was like that. It didn't really help. Wow. So X and Y. Oh, this is because height is. Okay, I see. I'm an idiot. I see. So pillar 0 has to have a certain height. Yes, yes. Let's make it like 1. Let's make it 1. This has to be. Oh my god. Go back. Alrighty. Okay, that's cool. So, but it doesn't. Divided by 2. No. Now we're talking. Okay, so now it stands here. Okay, it stands on the floor, and this is exactly what I was trying to achieve. It stands on the floor, and now I can set the height to different things. Like for example, I can say 5. Title is Uwu, yes. Right. So now we have that. So it's a pretty tall one. So that's pretty pogue, and probably now we can have several of them. So yep. We can probably have several of them. On top of that, I think we need to initialize their color. I think the color is important here. So in Raylib, how do we... Yes, there's literally type color. Right, so that's the color that we're gonna use here. Pillars, I, color. There we go. Pillars. Okay. So, and I also want to initialize the color. It's going to be pillar color. Okay, so that's cool. Now. How many of them do we want to have? I want to sort of generate grid of the pillars, if you know what I mean. Just to see how it's going to look like. Init pillars, right? So it's gonna be something like this, and we want to do that somewhere here. Init pillars, right? And I can move that there. Cool. Yeah, nice. So imagine that I want to have a grid of these pillars, right? So pillars grid. We're gonna have width, which is gonna be 10, and then I'm gonna have a height. So essentially that means that the amount of pillars I'm gonna have is width by height, right? Width multiplied by height. So that's the amount of them. Now, so when I'm initializing everything, I'm gonna just iterating width and height. So it's gonna be something like size tx. Pillars grid width. Even 3 by 23. But why it has to be 3 by 23 though? Is it something? Is this some sort of a reference? I don't understand this reference. I'm sorry. Okay. There's grid height. Oh, that's 60. Okay, I see. I'm sorry. I was thinking about a different thing. All right. Thank you so much. Sure. We can do that. 3 by 23. There we go. 3 by 23, but yeah, then we'll have to decide where they start and so on and so forth. So it's going to be interesting. So also we have an index, right? So x width is the size of the row, right? So that means we have to do y multiplied by the pillar grid width plus x, and this is going to be the index of the pillar that we are initializing. Pillars I. So the height is going to be, yeah, let's actually make it like very specific height for now and very specific color as well, right? Because right now we're customizing only x and like the positions and stuff. So pillar color. So I'm gonna remove that. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. All right, so now we need to construct the position. Right, we need to construct the position. So how we're gonna do that is gonna be vector 3. Oh, it's actually vector 2. Position in our case for the pillar is exactly vector 2, so that's quite important. Right, so it has a very specific mechanics here. So in terms of x, so we also need to know the spacing between them, but we can do something like this, x and y, but also multiplied by pillar grid, pillars grid spacing x, right, something like that, and the similar one for spacing y. And that could be the thing, all right, and there we go. So and then we can try to define all of this stuff in here. Yep. So here grid width and height, spacing x. Let's say it's gonna be, so if the size of x, oh shit, this is actually not correct, right? Because we have z in here. Well, I mean, okay, that makes sense. Well, it's a little bit confusing, but I guess that's okay. So let's say this is spacing to 2, both of them actually. What's up, xxdvxx? Welcome to the stream. So is it gonna compile? It does not compile. Pillar color. Okay, so and here they are. And yeah, that's interesting. So I fucked up y, I suppose. Yeah. So I definitely fucked up y. So this is just a spacing in x and y. Oh yeah. Really? Come on, dude. Yeah, there we go. Now we're talking. So we have 3 by 23. And we have like these two corridors. I wish there was some sort of like a lighting. But maybe we have to do the lighting ourselves. So that's pretty pogue. Now we can probably try to Lambert or Fong. Haven't decided yet. Yeah, Raylib doesn't seem to be supporting anything, but maybe this is something that has to be done through the shaders and whatnot. So essentially we can create like a simple shader. fragment shader that also knows the position of the camera and basically multiplies the color of the fragment by a certain scalar depending on the z value of that fragment, right? And that way we can implement like a very simple, you know, whatever lighting. So just to, you know, see the edges and whatnot. Is this the first day of the project? Yes, we're learning Raylib. It's a fog. So I know nothing about lighting, so I'm really sorry. This is the first thing that come to my head. Alright, so here's that. I'm kind of curious, how can we do that? Alright, let's actually implement like a pretty simple fragment shader that will do that thing for us. Yeah. Light fs, and I might as well actually go to the Raylib probe, and we already have a fragment shader here. GLSL mode. Okay, GLSL mode. It's going to be version 330. So we have input vertex attributes from Vertex Shader. I guess we'll only need this thing, I suppose. Do we need texture coordinates? I don't think we need texture coordinates. So in the main, we're gonna have something like this, and so we use final color. So what is a final color? It's an output. Okay. So it's gonna be output fragment and input. I guess we need to have both of them, right? So because that's what we get from the engine. F-sharp file, yeah, exactly, it's a F-sharp file. So I suppose the final color for now could be equal to frag color. Right, frag color. Alright, and in this example, how do we load up the shader? So we just load the... Yeah, we just load the shader like this. Light. Alright, and then shader. Begin shader mode. This is how we do that. Begin shader mode. Do we start it? Yeah, we started after we cleared the background, so I'm gonna do it like that. Begin shader mode. And I think I want to do that in 3D, yeah. And then we're gonna end shader mode. Yeah, that's something like this. So the background, we start the shader mode, then we start 3D mode, and so on and so forth. Hopefully that does the trick. So let me see if it doesn't break anything. It doesn't seem to be breaking anything. And the question is, can I now modify the look and feel of this entire stuff by using lighting, right? So can I mix, okay, GLSL mix function. So what does it take? Okay, so I would assume that the color here is like 4-dimensional, so I could try to do something like 4, and then red color. I just want to see if it's gonna update anything, right? And the blending, the alpha, is gonna be like half of that. We might as well just test that something's happening, just set it to red and see if it actually makes everything red. I think this is the easiest way to do that. Yes, it does. Fucking A, we can do that. This is so cool. Holy shit, so we can modify the fragments. That's perfect. So one of the things we need to do now, we need to know the position of the camera. So that's what's important here. So in the original example, so we need to get the location, right? So it's a uniform location stuff. uniform location. So here's the camera. So let's call it position. So position location. And in wave fs, we're gonna have a uniform vec3 position. So this is the position that we're gonna use. So, and every time we update, so update the camera, and so seconds lock, set shader value, position lock, camera position, uniform vector 3D. Is that what I have to do? Vector 3D? I think that's what I have to do here, but I'm not sure. Raylib uniform. Yeah, it's vec3. I see. Cool. Is it gonna compile? All right. So we probably have failed to find shader uniform position. This is not true. Why did you fail to find it? Position. Where? What the fuck? Why did you fail to find it? Here it is. I'm disappointed. Yeah. Failed to find shader uniform position. Oh my god, I'm a little bit tired. Holy shit. Oh, okay, so let's make a small break, by the way. And after the small break, we're gonna continue working with that and see how we can implement like a very simple like fog lighting. I think that's like a fog. Once we know the location of the camera, we can take the XYZ of the fragment. I suppose like fragment, they do have 3 dimensions, right? If you have like Z buffer and whatnot. And then we can alter their color based on the distance from the camera position. So should be pretty straightforward to do. We'll see. So okay, let's make a small break, and you guys have fun. All right, welcome back. My brain is melting right now. So let me see. So what the hell is going on? Why it cannot find it? Did I fuck up something? What did I fuck up? Set shader value. So we have a position location and also position, which is 3D position. So let me take a look at this, at what is Yeah, it takes like a value stuff, but it failed at trying to find the position here. So, okay. So seconds. Oh, by the way, look at that. They're passing the location as floats, even though they could be passing it as a vec2. Well, I mean, also size is a vec2, so I'm not sure. Size. Get shader location, and we get it all the time. I'm so confused. What the fuck is going on? Why it is not working? Okay. What about... Fuck it. So I'm gonna set the shader position here. So here's the shader. So here is a location. I take a camera back to 3D. And I don't need that shit anymore. Fail to find uniform position, even though it's there. It's literally there. Okay, what about float? If I use it as a float, will you... It cannot find it. Is it because it's already taken or something? What if I call it vec3 pose? What am I doing wrong? Can anyone tell me? What the fuck is going on? So this is a fess, and what the hell? Ugh. It's so frustrating, like, there is no way to understand why. How do you troubleshoot that? Like, why? Excuse me? I'm missing something very dumb. What am I missing? Does anyone see the problem? So I have the camera position here, camera position, which is a uniform. Okay, I saved it. Now I'm loading literally this file, light.fs. Okay, light.fs, here it is. I don't see any problems. Light.fs. So this is my shader. Cool. I use the shader to get this uniform here. Let's call it actually something like this, right? So it's gonna be something like this, and this is the name of the uniform. And I set the position of the camera to that uniform. It's literally the same name. Doesn't work. Where did I make a mistake? It's like, it fails here actually. It fails here, it cannot find the... And it works anywhere else, like, okay, so in a different example here. Okay, so here is the shader, and I just get the value of the shader. So, okay, and the wave FS, yes, it's perfectly fine. This shit like that drives me mad. I hate computers. Holy fuck. And like, there's no way, like, computer just says fuck you. It just says fuck you, for whatever reason, like, without any explanations or anything, like, it just fuck you. No, I'm not gonna do that. No further information is given. And I missed something very, very, like, simple. Oh my god. I hate this job. Why computers were invented? Just to waste everyone's time. Okay, so, alright, so here it is, camera pose lock. Right, so here, camera pose lock. Camera pose lock. And I'm pretty sure once I find out what the fuck was the error, I'm gonna be super mad. I don't even know what I'm gonna do. Like, seriously, it's gonna be something so dumb. Holy shit. Oh yeah, okay, so it failed to find shader uniform camera pose, yes. I thought it stopped doing. Okay, and if I take a look at this example, all right. So in this example, if I just run it like this, right, it doesn't complain. Not a single warning has been fucking generated. Doing the same thing, literally the same thing. Holy shit. Okay. So do we have to do that before anything else? Set shader value. Do we set them anywhere else? It doesn't matter, like, because we fail at just trying to find the location. This is so, like, this ruins my life. This kind of shit, like, literally ruins my life. What the fuck? Okay, so maybe alias? Okay, so this is not the one. If I try to load something, does it even load the shader correctly? Okay, so it failed to load the file, so that means it loaded light FS correctly. It loaded that correctly, and okay, so one more time. Don't see any mistake. Okay, does anyone see any mistakes here? Like, I literally went through everything. It's the same thing as I do in the previous example. So to forever, you don't know what you're talking about. Please don't say anything. Alright, so that means I'm on my own. I usually have 0 at the end of the uniform name. What are you talking about? Wait, what? No, you don't need that stuff. Come on. It's a string literal. Get shader location and set shader value. It's even in the... What? No, you don't need that. So I stole some stuff from the Raylib examples that you don't need this kind of shit. Okay, I have the last resort now. I'm gonna do the dumbest shit I can come up with. Okay, please don't tell me that it's gonna work. Please don't tell me it's gonna work. Holy shit, I'm gonna be so fucking mad if it works. Please don't tell me that. I just don't want to hear that. Yes. Okay, so it's gonna be Y. Alright, so this is gonna be X. Well, I need actually 3 of them. Alright, I also need Z then. Alright, so I need Z. Okay. So will it find any of these values? Okay, so set shader value. Did I remove set shader value? I think I did remove it. Set shader. So I don't set it anywhere. Okay. It still failed to find them. Here's the here are the uniforms. Holy shit. Here are the uniforms. It's the same example. Holy shit, it so drives me so fucking bad. I hate it. What am I doing incorrect? Here they are. Why? What? Maybe use them in a shape. Holy fuck. Are you fucking... Don't fucking tell me that the shader compiler optimized them away. Holy fucking shit. Don't fucking tell me that the fucking shader compiler optimizes them away. I hate this shit. Holy fuck. Why would you optimize them away? Oh my god. It's so bad. Okay. How people even program in this kind of stuff? Holy fuck. Okay, so we have a frag caller. Vertex attribute. So we have a frag caller. And this is a frag texture coordinate. But do I have more inputs then? So if I do camera position, so can I just set it to something? Will that prevent it from optimizing away? Alright, so I have to... So dumb. I hate it. I really, really hate it. Whoever came up with that idea of optimizing them away, fire them. Straight up fucking fire them. Please. But Zozin, it makes your program fast. Yes, sure. Cool. It's fucking interface. You have a unit of a program, and uniforms are part of the interface. Imagine, like in C, when you compile something, like symbols, external symbols getting optimized away by a fucking compiler. Like imagine that. Part of the interface gets optimized away. I would understand if it's something internal, but it's fucking part of the interface. Who fucking makes these kind of decisions? Holy shit. Alright. Alright, so set shader, so we can do it like that, I suppose, after we updated the camera. Set shader Raylib. Set shader value. So it's gonna be like that. Here's the shader, camera pose lock. The value is gonna be camera position, and uniform type is gonna be uniform. Holy shit, Emacs is so fucking bad. Okay, so this is how we set all of that. Emacs. Holy fuck, Emacs, shut the fuck up. Alright, shader assignment to read on. You cannot even. Oh, fuck. Okay. So we can try to optimize it by a camera position. So, oh, yeah, I have a pretty cool idea, by the way. Is there, like, does JLSL has normalize? JLSL normalize. Yes, I can normalize that. That's perfect. Normalize. Okay, so can I set the final color to here based on the position of the camera? That's a pretty cool idea. But normalized position of the camera. So it didn't do anything. Fail to compile shader code value cannot be assigned. I thought I already got rid of that. What are you talking about? 13. Value of type. Oh yeah, okay. Vec4. Okay. So now it's gonna be pretty pogue. Yeah. So essentially, the color of them depends now on the position of the camera. So depending on where I go and how, like it's actually not position of the camera, but my position around the center, right? I can go around the center and it changes the color of that thing. So yeah, that's pretty pogue. So I really like that. It would be kind of cool if we could do something like vec4 frag coord, not texture coordinate, but frag coordinates. And does it have any warnings? Okay, so if I try to do input of anything like hui, will it complain about that? It doesn't complain ever. Okay, so I need to know like a standard things that go into the shaders and whatnot. Raylib shaders. Maybe I just need to take a look at some of the examples in the shaders. Okay, so here's the model. And so do we have shader files? Okay, so here's the shaders. Shaders, JLSL3. Base FS. You have input text, so this is just a base. Bloom. Blur. Vertex Position. Input vertex attributes from Vertex Shader. Even if you use a uniform, it might not be assigned a location if it's not contributing anything to the shader output. Yeah, I can see that. So that makes sense to me. So essentially, yeah, I already thought about that. I just didn't voice, like it's just like sort of flashed in my head. But yeah, I do understand that. Okay, vertex position. So how do we use vertex position? We don't even use vertex position, but it's kind of nice to know that we can have an access to that. Grab rn vertex pose. So here's the gel. It's a VS. Color mix. And in the fragment shader, from the vertex shader, vertex pose. So maybe color mix. Alright, so it's probably a very bad idea to try to do that, but I'm gonna give it a try anyway. So, what was the vertex position? This was actually 3 in vec 3. Vertex pose. So we take camera position and the vertex position. So then I subtract actually vertex position from the camera position, right? And maybe that will affect something, we'll see. It doesn't really do anything, so because all of them are always 0. Yeah, it's a shader pipeline and stuff like that. So let me go to probably source code of Raylib. Okay, so it's gonna be src, and I want to find frag color there. Let's find frag color. Okay, so we have array. So that's pretty poog. Frag text coordinates, vertex position, and it's in 3D. In a light FS. Did I? Oh yes, I did. But apart from that, I think I'm on the right track. So yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I moved there. Just a second, I'm a bit tired. Didn't affect anything, but okay, so it's still like that. Does it actually say anything? So there's a bunch of warnings. Failed to link shader, fragment shader input pose was not matching. Okay, that's cool. Light, vertex position. I think that's what we need to do. Okay. Okay, that's cool. Operand to arithmetic operator must be numeric. And let me take a look at was 14, right? I think. So vertex position is... Oh, it's actually, yeah, position. Still working. Failed to link the shader. Vertex position has no matching output in the previous stage. Ooh, that's very interesting. So maybe that means we have to have a vertex shader for that. To pass like a vertex position. So we wanna... Yeah, we wanna interpolate between the vertex positions just to know where that's located. So yeah. So I know nothing about shaders. Maybe I'm making like a huge mistake. So we're using this. So the color mix actually refers to vertex pose. So that means we need to find a place where we use the color thingy. So let me go back to like examples, and let me grab and find where we use this specific file. So where's the place where we use it? So we use it somewhere here. Right, cool. It's multi-sample 2D, and we don't really set any vertex shaders or anything like that, so we just load the shader and that's it. So do we use that shader anywhere? I think we do. And the color mix fs just does vertex pose, and that should work technically. But what's fun is that vertex pose is not used anywhere, which means that maybe it got optimized away. But I don't know. So was it like that? Even if I try to call it pose, it's probably not gonna work. Yeah. Oh yeah. Failed to link shader, vertex pose, yes. So maybe that example also doesn't work, who knows? Who knows? Raylib, Fragment Shader, Vertex Position. Is there anything about it online? Spotlight FS. Final color, so there's a spot. Get vertex positions in the fragment shader, so maybe we can try to do something like this. Okay, geometry shaders. So, oh my god. Why don't you suggest mesh shaders then? By the way, so this is a texture coordinate. GL frag chord. So we have coordinates, and it's a 3D. Contains the window-related coordinates to the current fragment. It also includes Z. Right, what Z is used for? The Z component is the depth value that would be used for fragment's depth if no shader contained and writes to GL frag depth. By the way, if I define something, this is a 2D, like in vector for frag chord, does it work? Alright, so let me get rid of all of that. So final color is frag chord. Right, so this is what we're gonna do here. Failed to link frag chord was not okay. So you don't have like anything. Oh, it's really strange. Examples. Grep RN frag, so maybe IRN frag chord. Okay, so they use GL frag core directly. Okay. They use this thing directly, which is alright, I suppose. Alright, so maybe we can even, in that case, just do mix. Alright, we can... So Z is gonna be just... Z is a very specific value, right? So... Yeah, let's just use it like that, well, like literally. GL frag core. Oh, okay. So that's kind of interesting. Oh fuck, I'm in the wrong place. Okay. There we go. So that's very interesting. So we have a light, which is an interesting approach, not gonna lie. Huh. That's pretty funny. It also like adds transparency and whatnot. So yeah. So what I want to probably do here is do XYZ and maybe like 4 and just 1, so it doesn't do transparency shit. Right. So and it didn't affect much. That was weird. So why didn't just that work? Let me try to understand. But apart from that, like I think it kind of worked. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, especially if you go like back. So it's but yeah. So and you can also actually shoot as well. Some point. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, my brain doesn't work really properly to come up with something to fix all that. Alrighty, so maybe I'm gonna finish that and then we're gonna continue. So X, Y, Z, X and Y are located on the coordinates. So what we need to have here is Z probably, right? So the original color is going to be the frag color, right? The frag color, and Z, what is Z? What is Z? When we rendered depth, what does zip contain? Does it contain relative to us or not? Well, maybe we can have... let's assume that Z is basically something from... There's also GL's frag depth. Let me take a look at that. Available only in the Fragment Shader is an output variable that is used to establish the depth value of the current fragment. Okay, so that's good. If the depth buffering is enabled and no shader writes to GL frag... Got Cooder. Value depth will be used, otherwise the value written to is used. The shader statically assigns. Alright. So I want to try something interesting here. So essentially you have that, and then I'm gonna mix. I'm gonna assume it's gonna be from 0 to something else, right? And I'm gonna make a minimum between this thing and, for example, 1. And I wonder what's gonna happen. I know nothing about how OpenGL works, so probably it's gonna be complete fucking shit. And it didn't even work. So, oh, you mix between... yeah. Well, you probably want to mix between, like, completely black. Right, so it's completely black and... yeah. Something like this. So let me see if we can do that. So frag color and something like this. Yeah. And nothing actually happened. So maybe something does happen. Oh, we probably want to use just frag depth, actually, instead of Z maybe. So let's see. Oh shit. That's really strange. Raylib depth. How do you enable depth? So there's depth FS. Depth. No. Gel frag depth. But it kind of worked at the same time, so wait, gel chord also I want to read about that. What about Y? What about Y? What does Y contain in this particular case? Probably doesn't contain anything particularly useful. Raylib gel frag depth. Zorin is an indie horror game developer now, yes. Looks like there's many great matches for your search, I see. I see. And I'm already tired, so that means like X and Y. I think I understand why it worked like that. So there's also texture coordinates. It's not what I want. So definitely want to use the depth buffer. Where can we get it? Frag chord, if we try to use Z, it's not going to give us much. Right, it doesn't give us much at all. Right, what about W? Is it going to give us something? Well, I think it did, but I'm not sure what is W for gel frag chord, if you ask me. So yeah, that's cool. So now we have some sort of like a lighting and whatnot. So not bad. Also very Monk-OS. So gel frag chord W. What is W? Does anyone know? Does anyone know what W contains? Because I can use it for like making very simple lighting, and I'm not sure. So do we have any professional like shader developers who knows what is a W of a frag chord? You can probably use it. Apparently you can use it for quick depth calculation. Oh shit. So, but I kind of use it like that. Oh, alright. So let me actually try to do that first to make sure that it's the same situation. Ah, it's not the same actually. Okay. I wonder if I try to do Z over that and see if it's gonna like do the trick for me. It actually inverted it. Ha, that's funny. But if I just use W, it gives me that lighting thingy. Which is okay, because this is kind of what I want anyway. And yeah, that's Pogue. It's pretty interesting. Alright. So yeah. Looks nice, yeah. Okay, so let's try to have variations of different colors of the pillars. So Raylib colors, so something like lime. Okay, here are the colors, the standard colors that we have in a standard like library and whatnot. I want to do like a quick thing here, where I would just strip them away. Maybe starting from here. Right, so maybe I want to remove something like grays. gold, orange, pink, maroon, green, lime, dark green, purple, lion, bean, brown, dark brown. Okay, so that looks good. How do you like so far? I heard it, but didn't try it. It's very high level, so this is something that you have to keep in mind. Right, so it's extremely high level. You should think of it as a game engine as a C library. Right, so for example, I have 200 lines of code, and with 200 lines of code, I essentially have this. This is 200 lines of code. Right, so yeah, that's how high level it is. Yeah. Not including shaders, but the shader that we use here is this. So it's not, I think it's not even comparable with SDL, for example. SDL is completely like a more low-level library than Raylib. So that's what I can tell about Raylib. All right. It's as high level as JavaScript. I don't know, programming like WebGL and JavaScript is more low level than programming in Raylib, to be fair. So light FS, so we don't really need to have a camera pose in that particular case then. So camera pose, and let's remove that. So remove that as well. Okay, cool. So in the temp, this is what we have, delete trailing white spaces. Okay, query. Yeah, boom. So, and now we're gonna have a bunch of colors. Colors like that. So here are the colors. Why are you? Oh, because I forgot to. Okay. So maybe it also makes sense for me to do it like that. So I'm gonna just put it somewhere up there. Right. So we have projectiles. We have that shit, and here is colors, and color or random color. Right. So and essentially I want to return a rand size of colors divided by size of colors 0. Right, so this is the length of this thing, and then I can use this as the colors here. There we go. So that's a random color, and when I knit pillars, instead of setting the color, I just use a random color. There we go. So, initialized element is not a constant. Okay. Are you happy now? No, it's not happy. It's because of the pedantic. All right, sure. Okay, so now it has different colors. Maybe I should exclude white. So now it's less scary, hopefully. So where's white here? It doesn't have white. Well, that's strange. It uses white sometimes, but is it light gray? It's probably light gray. That's what it is. Yeah. So that's pretty. Cup of Pride. Nice. I like it. Beautiful. Absolutely fucking beautiful. Scary for homophobes. Yes. It's a horror game for homophobes. Yes, perfect. Nice. Beautiful. Cool. Let's now do a committee and then maybe even pushy. How about that? Add Epic Kappa Pride environment. There we go. I'm gonna push that right into the repo. You can find the source code of this thing here, pew 3D, right? And yeah, so I didn't really have any goal for this game. I just wanted to mess around with Raylib. You know what I want to do? You know what I want to do? I want to kind of like make a screenshot. So let me find a good position from which I can make a screenshot. Okay, scroll S. And did I make a screenshot? Just a second, chat. Hopefully I did make a screenshot. this is not really. Okay, so it's from the Discord. Yes, fucking classic. So fat sodding, yes. So so funny. So this is my avatar on Discord, and this is how it looks like when I'm on a Discord call, right? So it just makes like that. Perfect. All right. To be fair, how can I make a screenshot of this? Like, it just doesn't make it easy for me to make a screenshot. All right, let's find a pretty cool like view, and I'm gonna just scrot. I'm gonna just scrot the whole screen, but the problem with scrolling the whole screen is that it like takes both of the screens, so you can see my second screen and shit. So I'll probably have to do something like Krita. Happy Fat Thousand though, yes. Cool. Let's open Krita. OBS leak, yes. Oh, Krita, Afita. Cool. Finally. All right. So, and yes, I'm a professional game developer. Yes, I know. Thank you very much. I know how professionally take screenshots. Okay. Yes, I'm gonna save that. All right, so that's cool. Pew pew, yes, and I'm gonna copy paste it here. Thumbnail. All right, and the thing I want to do actually. Yes, it's a nice debugging for I know. I'm a professional game developer. Thumbnail. Thumbnail. PNG. Call it Kappa Pride PNG. Sure. Kappa Pride PNG. Epic. Alright. Add thumbnail. There we go. And let's push that right into the repo. So, let's wait. Epic. Absolutely epic. Yeah, so you can find the source code of the thing that we did today, and it was just a simple, quick project to check out Raylib, and especially its 3D capabilities, and to be fair, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, not gonna lie. I think I want to learn more about this library, and once I get comfortable with it, maybe we will be ready to do some sort of like a game jam, and we'll use it in a game jam. So, yeah. So that's pretty poog. It's pretty poog, not gonna lie. But unfortunately, boys and girls, it is time for me to go. Thanks everyone who's watching right now. I really appreciate it. Have a good one, and I see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, according to the schedule, we're gonna be doing a game development in C++. We're gonna continue making our like 2D game. But I don't know, maybe like I kind of liked what we did today in Raylib. Maybe we're gonna continue doing this thing and just messing around with Raylib, because that was fun. So yeah, so we'll see. So stay tuned and check out the schedule. I'm gonna update the schedule if I change any of my plans. Also check out Ward's channel, where we upload all of our streams. This stream is gonna be there, but tomorrow we upload them on the next day. And check out our Discord server for offline discussion with the community. And I don't know, let's maybe rate somebody. Is there anyone we can rate? Let me close all the tabs because they slow down my computer. Bye-bye. Alright, do you guys have any suggestions on who to rate today? While I'm closing all the tabs. So who's streaming? So okay. Oh, one life left is actually streaming. Okay, let's actually raid him. Yeah, he's probably doing Jai. So yeah, he's a very cool streamer and a very cool developer. So let's raid him. One lives left. Is it like with S? One lives left. Yes, one lives left. All right. So get ready for the raid, boys and girls. Get ready for the raid, and I see you all tomorrow. Love you all. Mwah.